So I wanted the world to hear this today. I saw one of my buddies from high school today, and this kid was always the best athlete that you could possibly imagine. Everybody thought he was going to go pro, and I saw him today, and he was delivering carpets for a carpet store. And I asked him, I was like, man, what happened? And he said life got him down, and he stayed down, that he gave up. So it kind of inspired me to want to tell my story personally. When I was younger, I watched my father get murdered, and so I was a mama's boy growing up. All I had was my mama. And one day I came home from school in 8th grade, and the man who murdered my dad was sitting on my front porch. Turns out she married that man behind my back. This man uprooted me from my other family, my friends, my basketball team, everything. And he ends up going to jail about 1.5 years after they were married. But that whole 1.5 years, it changed me as a person. I stopped talking. I wasn't eating right. I stopped playing sports. I got into drugs. He got me into drugs. So I was a 17-year-old drug addict. And once he went to jail, it left me and my mom high and dry. So me and my mom were homeless. We were jumping from house to house, sleeping in our car. I was sleeping in shacks. We didn't know where our next meal was going to come from. And finally, my mom gets up on her feet. I quit high school to start working and try to help her, quit playing sports. And so I was just a kid with no GED, a drug habit, and I was going nowhere fast. Fast forward a couple years, I decided to get off drugs, get my GED, and start trying to become something. And the whole time I held a grudge against my mother, for marrying the man. And finally, whenever me and my mom were getting back on track with our relationship, everything started going smooth. She passes away. She passes away 2 weeks before my son was born. And the whole time, my mom was alive. She always told me, Andrew, you need to do comedy. You need to be up on stage telling people jokes. You need to be bringing joy to people's life. That is who you are, and that's what you're good at. And I always was like, no, I'm going to be playing the NBA. I won't hear that. Well, after she passes, a couple months goes by, and I put out my first comedy video, and it goes viral. And 3 years later, I'm on tour with the Nitro Comedy Tour. We're touring everywhere, performing in front of sellout crowds up and down the East Coast. I've got millions and millions and millions of views on my comedy videos. I bring smiles and joy to people every single day. And it's kind of, my dream is starting to come true. And I think that she's playing a big part of it. So now to this day, I'm 6 years clean and sober. My son has a guardian angel in his grandmother. And I get to bring smiles to people like you, people who you share it to. So just because your first option doesn't work, that don't mean you don't have other options. When life knocks you down, you can get back up. I promise you. I promise you. I was going nowhere fast, and now I'm going somewhere quick. And it's all because of y'all. So with that being said, I promise you, you can do it. Just put the effort in, work your ass off, grind, and you can do it. I promise you. So thank y'all for sharing my videos, watching my videos, and thank y'all for letting me bring joy to people's lives. Thank you.